And we are live. This is Travis from Carter Cow Capital, helping you fight for your financial freedom throughout the forest market. This is episode 277 of Trade with Travis. This is a Thursday. It's the last day of the trading week that we will go through and be able to take a look at some overall trading opportunities and different pairs as we go through and go from there. I'm sorry, a little bit late, so I'm going to speed up. Not a CTA, so I'm not going to tell you whether to buy or to sell. What I'm going to do is teach you education, and from the education, you can be able to make your own informed decision. Understand that trading involves risk, it involves risk of being able to make money, also involves risk of being able to lose money. So please keep that in mind. And understand that past performance is not indicative of future results, which means that if you end up making money yesterday, it's not promised that you're going to end up making money today. So as we go through and put everything else together and get make sure I get everything set up so I can be able to see everybody. Please let me know if my sound's good by being able to type in. Make sure that you end up saying, hey, always good to be able to talk to everybody as we go through and put everything else together and be able to find some overall tradable opportunities. How did everybody do yesterday? For the people that are here live, talk to me. How did you do yesterday? Was it a green day? Was it a red day? Or did you stay away when it came down to trading? Typically Thursday, so the Thursday before non-farm payroll is the day where you end up getting a little bit of a pop when it comes down to movement at first, and then after that, the market kind of falls down a little bit. And I do expect that we're probably going to see something like that to the extent today. We have initial jobless claims that's going to end up coming out, and then after that, we have non-farm payroll that's going to end up coming out on Good Friday. But that's pretty much going to end up being the only thing that we're going to see for its overall news going into tomorrow. So it's expected that 240,000 new jobs are going to end up being created based off of what ended up happening in March. That seems like that number can be, it seems like the number can be achieved, but it's not what it was the month prior. So we'll see how that kind of affects the overall market overall. But let's take a look at the charts and let's kind of go from there. Let's see what ended up happening yesterday compared to where we at, and we'll go from there. So yesterday, from a United States dollar standpoint, take a look at this from a weekly. Remember, we're expecting that the market is expected to be able to go down, but the problem is we are at this point we are tapping the inner trend line when it comes down to overall movement long term, which means that this is an area where we probably may see that a lot of buyers may get in to be able to hold the market and push the market back up. Now, with that being said, it's not being agreed upon when it comes down to the daily, because we look at it, the daily is basically turning past resistance, which was this cone or this overall consolidation right here, into future support and making it beat consolidation. So if we're looking at it from this standpoint, where the market currently is at 12,780, there wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me if the market ends up popping up to the upside today, and then after that, looking to be able to get back into the middle of this consolidation. If you're a person or a player that loves to be able to trade consolidation, this may be one of those situations where you may pay attention to it and say, okay, well, if I am interested, then I can at least be able to trade it to the halfway point or at least to the top, or I'm sorry, or at least to the midpoint of where this overall consolidation is between these 2 points of 12,797. But if it breaks above 12,850, then there's a good chance that the market may kind of go back and resume back inside of the middle of this consolidation. But until then, um, the weekly is selling, the daily is kind of bullish. There's no time frame alignment, which means that there's no trade. If that makes sense for everyone. So there we go. Typing a while, yes, that makes sense. We're gonna go ahead and move on to oil. Gonna kind of move relatively quickly here. Um, Oil. Remember, we ended up having an OPEC meet, and the market went from $75 to 80, pretty much legitimately in one day. From there, the market has been back inside of this consolidation that it was in since November of 20. Since November of last year. Now, with that being said, because it's in the middle of consolidation now, it goes back to what we ended up saying before. If it's in the middle of consolidation, there's a 33% chance to be able to win overall. I don't like my chances of being able to trade inside of an area where the house has more odds. So with oil, I'm not going to end up doing anything off of this pricing. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip this. There's no reason to be able to look at it in my mind. Taking a look at gold. Gold popped above 2,000 before, and then we end up having this triangle that we end up taking a look at. It broke out to the upside. From there, started to consolidate a little bit, but it has not failed enough for me as a trader. If I'm saying, hey, I want to get in for its buying, to be able to say, yeah, I feel pretty comfortable in staying in this. But I say that, and then the next thing that you're looking at, I'm looking at the stochastic being the 2 hour buy zone with a counter trend line break that's basically happening right now at this particular point. So this is where you have to make a decision. The question is, should you look at being able to get in for this overall trade and being able to, um, and if you're getting in with this overall trade, essentially what you're saying is you believe that this trade is going to go all the way up to, at least all the way up to the resistance, which was at 2070. Remember the last time we ended up hitting 2070 was right when the Ukraine war actually started, uh, the day that they invaded right here in the circle. So we're basically saying that we'll push back up into that time. Now on a Thursday, is that going to end up happening? I don't think so. I think that we probably might end up seeing a pop and a little bit of a consolidation type of move right now when it comes down to that. But there is a true breakout off of this 2 hour move. The 2 hour is, I mean, the 15 minutes in the sell zone, which means that we could wait a little bit to see how this market is going to end up playing out. But you're going to end up taking this move. It'll literally be wait, give a little bit of time for the market to kind of fall back just a little bit one more time. And then after that, look at being able to pop back in or get in when the market breaks another counter trend line break based off of the 15 minute. The 2 hour is ready. The 2 hours ready to go. You can see it that is leaving from the buy zone overall from just taking a look at it from a stochastic standpoint. But when we take a look at it and say, okay, well, should we make any type of movement off of it? I don't know. I don't know. I think that it could retest a little bit more. We probably may see it retest the actual spot going into tomorrow when the news comes out. But once again, something to pay attention to. Currently, right now, the question is, would I be interested in being able to jump in at this point? I'm going to pass right now. I'm going to pass right now. I don't want to jump in on a buy and then automatically be in drawdown um, on this movement. Okay, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, remember we ended up having a high of 29,000, where we thought that the market was going to end up pushing up to. The reason why we said that 29,000 was the number was because we've seen it in three separate occasions. Once it broke past 25,000, which is in this blue circle right here, that blue circle right there, and we're going to make another blue circle right here. Um, we talked about once it broke past that 25,000 number, then it was going to end up being a time where the market would truly end up um, having a big push, and then after that, we don't know what was going to happen. So that big push has happened. We had that 25,029. It took about 4 days to be able to hit. Since then, the market has been in consolidation. Going back to what I ended up saying with oil, there's a 33% chance of being right in this position. And if you're looking at being able to buy, you want to buy from the low point of the consolidation instead of trying to buy in the middle. So the next support that we're looking at is right around 25,000, 25,500 or 26,500. If the market falls all the way down there and holds this as support, then I'd be interested in being able to place more entries in on Bitcoin. If it breaks below, then we're expecting that the market could fall down to 25,000 before being able to make another jump. Okay, so um, if we're saying that it's going to fall down, then that means that we're assuming that the United States is going to end up having good numbers for its non-farm payroll. That's going to end up pushing the market. But early in the morning, there's really no trade on this one, so I'm going to run away from this one as well. Um, let's see. US 30. US 30. We was looking for a sale yesterday that did not happen. Um, that sale was from 33,300 all the way down to 33,940. With the expectation that the market, if it was going to fall in this high volume node, which is right here, that it was going to fall back into this overall space or this gap in between. That did not happen as of yet. That means that we need to be patient and see how the market is going to end up moving. Now we have a two-way go when it comes down to this trade. The two-way go will end up being these two trades. The first one will end up being, we can see the sell trade from that position. We already talked about it. But this long trade will basically end up cracking or breaking this overall consolidation that we've seen from January 26th all the way until February 22nd for its overall movement. So if it does break to the upside, the thing would be, okay, well, even though we know that the next highest high volume node is basically right here in this area, when the market ends up breaking a support or breaking a resistance, it will go to the next resistance. The next resistance on this overall move would be the top of this consolidation, which is at 34,250. So if the market breaks above 33,630, then we're talking about this market could push up another. How many points is that? It could push up another 1,000 points up to the upside. It will struggle a little bit, but it looked like it could possibly be able to get up to that number. The safe number will be 33,750, but that's not enough. That's not enough to be able to say that I would want to stay in that long term off of this movement. But once again, we have a two-way go when it comes down to this overall movement. The thing is, now we just got to be a little bit patient and see how this market kind of reacts. But here goes your consolidation. Since it's the most immediate consolidation, we're going to put it in blue so we can be able to pay attention to it and kind of go from there. I'm seeing a pattern. Matter of fact, I know the pattern. Nothing's not ready until not ready. Well, nothing is not going to be ready until tomorrow. It is what it is. Same thing with Nas 100. Market already done hit its D extension. Now it didn't hit its D extension, but it hit a peak point. Then since then, the market has been falling. Basically turning resistance and past resistance into a future support. It's basically bounced off this overall number already. We can see it from the actions of the buyers where we have this little wick of a candlestick where the buyers have already started to be able to buy in this position. I don't think there's going to be enough liquidity to be able to make this market move unless there's some type of news that we have to truly be able to pay attention to. This purple trend line that I'm creating right now is a trend line where I would not look at being able to get in until this trend line is actually broken. So I'm going to place in an alarm for me to the upside. Let's see. One per bar close. We got Nas kind of trend line break by, and we'll create it from there. Okay, so we got that alarm set up for us. So early, not a lot of trading, but we'll see how everything when it comes down to that. What's going on, Block? Hope everything's going well with you. Everything's going well. I am going to have to contact you. I'll probably contact you a little bit later on today, if not, definitely tomorrow. There's some stuff that you sent me that I would like to get your opinion on. But obviously we'll do it outside of here. But other than that, if you like what I end up doing, please make sure that you end up clicking on that boost button. Obviously that ends up helping when it comes down to YouTube. Please make sure that you end up clicking on subscribe and clicking on that boost button for that. We end up I have a little bit of time to be able to be a little bit more free when it comes down to content. So we're going to be pushing a lot of content heavy going into next week. So just keep that in mind. And also the times for the morning trade will be a little bit different because I have a week off. If I'm going to be here, I'm going to end up doing it right around when the market opens up. So we're talking about 8 to 8:30, somewhere around there. And then do our we'll probably go 8 to 8:30 or 8:30 to 9 when it comes down to being able to trade. So we can be right in the thick of it and kind of know what's actually happening. But like always, make sure that you end up planning your trade your plan. I see each and every one of y'all in the next video. Take it easy.